Well, summer is seriously creeping up and is just around the corner. And I'm curious how that coronavirus and quarantine body is going for you. I was worried about mine a couple of months ago, and that's when I went to Club Legree. Club Legree is about lengthening, sculpting your muscles on a reformer along with intensity. I've done many workouts, guys, and honestly, this technique has brought me major results. My abs are forming and coming through, and hello, one big thing, my butt has risen. And ladies, we all know that's really important. They have 3 locations. They have a Westlake Village, Simi Valley, and Pasadena, California. You guys check them out at Club Legree on Instagram, clublegree.com. Guys, if you want to get that summer body ASAP, they're the place to go at Club Legree. Go check them out. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another show of Life Gone Real. I am really excited. I have a wonderful guest, and she's a great friend of mine. Her name is Hannah Snoots. We've been friends for a really long time. I don't even want to say it because then it's going to age us. So we're just going to keep that quiet. But I have Hannah Snoots here, and she is an associate director of special abilities at Calvary Community Church, founder and president of Heartstrings Foundation, singer, songwriter, but most importantly, a mother of 2 beautiful girls with special needs. Her passion is to help as many families as she can walk through the difficult journey of raising a child with a disability. Heartstrings Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to providing tailor-made relief for the frontline parents of special needs children. Her goal in life is to bring as much relief and joy to the families as she can. And I love that. And I have seen and watched her be a part of her charity and it come to life and come to flourish, which has been amazing. And I've seen her grow so much, and I'm really, really excited to have her on the show and for her to share this story, her story, for all the mothers out there. Mm-hmm. We are going, this is in May. Right. And we actually have just passed Mother's Day. But I feel like we celebrate mothers all month. And definitely my heart and her heart really go out to especially the mothers with special needs children. Absolutely. And I'm just really, really, really excited to have her here. And yeah, I don't know, Hannah, take it away and just share a little bit about your story and just maybe, I don't know, however you want to take it. Or you can just have fun.
Thank you for having me, my friend. I'm happy to be here. And anytime I get to talk about this, about my girls, first of all, and then about helping people, I'm in. So yeah, I'm so happy to be here.
I'm glad we finally got it.
I know.
Got it down.
Schedules. Yeah, so I have 2 girls. Right now, they're ages 13 and 14, about to be 14 and 15.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yes.
I can't believe that, honestly.
I know. Yeah. So
I know.
They are the light of my life, but they're also a lot of work, a lot of very, very difficult work. But so I got pregnant with Angelina. She's my oldest I got pregnant with her.
Yeah.
I had Angelina. Yeah. She was born, and she was born, so we thought, typical. So everything seemed to be fine. I didn't have the extensive blood test done, like when you're pregnant and they want you to do the testing, to see if there's any issues. Where I was at in my life, in my faith journey, I just thought, well, even if they told me something was wrong, I wasn't going to do anything about it. I was still going to have the baby.
Right.
So Angelina was born and everything was fine. And then when she was only 3 months old, I got pregnant with Emma. Surprise.
I know, that's crazy.
That was not a planned thing.
It was a nice little celebration. Yeah. From what I remember.
Yeah. And I was pregnant. So anyway, so when Emma was born, the pregnancy was both of the pregnancies were pretty normal. There were a couple things with Emma, just like she was measuring a little bit smaller, but it was nothing that they were really concerned about. So then when I had her, right away when she came out, we knew something was wrong, and lots of doctors and nurses started to come into the room. She wouldn't cry. She was making a whimpering sound, and she was very floppy. She had her muscle, like you could just tell, even right when she came out, her feet were kind of turned in, and it just was, I knew right away in my heart something wasn't right. And then I could tell when doctors started coming in, and it started to get really scary. Oh. She was able to stay out of the NICU for about 3 or 4 hours. They were watching her oxygen, kept dipping, so they ended up sending her to the ICU. And she spent 8 days there. They did a bunch of tests, still didn't know what was wrong with her. And then on the 8th day, when they told us to come pick her up, they told us that she had an deletion on her 22nd chromosome. Oh my gosh. They didn't know what that meant. They didn't know if it meant she would walk or talk. They didn't know. But that was a very devastating moment. Obviously, any mother, when you have your idea of what it's going to be like, and I just knew right away something was really wrong. So that was blow number one. And that was when I sort of went into a little bit of a depression, and I had a baby girl, little Angelina was only 1 at the time. And she was just so joyful and happy. And I was just in a really bad place for quite a while. So Emma ended up with therapy from 3 months old, physical therapy, occupational therapy, vision therapy, feeding therapy, because she didn't have the muscle strength to suck. Wow. And to eat. So they had to work with her on that. So that was a rough, we did lots of therapy from the age of 3 months old with her. And I knew once I got that diagnosis about Emma, right. I knew that there was something not right with Angelina. I just knew, since it was a chromosomal issue, and they told us at the time that it came from their father's. He has an inverted 22nd chromosome, but he is typical. But when he reproduced, everything went wonky. And so when they told us about Emma, in my heart, I knew, oh my gosh, the little signs that I'd seen with Angelina, not necessarily meeting her milestones. And I've worked with kids my whole life, so I knew she should be, grasping things at this age. She should be crawling by this age. And she kind of wasn't, but she was still typical, we thought. So fast forward, about a year and a half later, I was doing all the therapies with Emma at home, and one of the therapists pulled me aside and said, "You need to have Angelina tested." And even though I knew in my heart something wasn't right, it was like another blow, and just like I was devastated. And it's like, okay, not just one child with an issue, but now both of my girls. And so we had her tested with the regional center, because she was 2.5. She was going to be going into preschool, and she's been in the special education class since then. Okay. So is Emma, basically. Yeah. But Angelina's, I always tell people, Emma's in a wheelchair. Emma needs 100% assistance for everything. Yeah. Feeding her, changing her diaper, lifting her, wiping her, everything is all me or the caregiver. Angelina is mobile and can talk, and is, great personality. She's funny, she's loving, she's joyful, but she is my challenge child. She's the one that keeps me on my toes. You know her. Yeah. She never stops, and she's always been like that since she was little. Yeah. Just like a little tornado, just running through the house. So she's my challenge kid, because she's not only, subsequently we found out that she also has an issue on her 22nd chromosome, but it's different. She has a duplication on the 22nd chromosome. So it manifested very differently in both girls. Obviously, Emma's, can't really move or do anything. Angelina, it looks very different, looks normal, or looks typical, I should say. And she, but her little mind is just messed up,
With, because you broke the chromosome thing down to me. Mm-hmm. And can you do that? Like, just share that, because that's a whole thing for people like listening, and even for the parents who know what you're talking about and don't know, because you broke that down. And what is that between the two girls? Because it's crazy.
So Emma's condition is called Phelan-McDermid syndrome, and basically it's 22q13.3. So on the 22nd chromosome, and we had a geneticist sort of show us what that actually meant, and it's the long arm and the short arm of the chromosome, and at one point, and it's at it's 22q13.3. So at that point is where it broke off. So it looks like an addition deletion. So this part is the deletion. It broke off here, and it attached itself over here on this side. That's why it's called an addition. So hers is 22q13.3. Angelina is a duplication of the 22nd chromosome, but it's at the point 22q13.2-13.3. So in that little minute little area between 13.2 and 13.3, look at the difference. Like, it's unbelievable.
That's crazy. Like, I'm getting chills as you're talking or as you're saying this, because it's so, like, it's exactly. Like, I'm like looking at the little detail. Look at how
it affects her, everything. It affects them overall. So it's like, one thing that I have to say is dealing with this type of thing has made me appreciate the mind, the brain, and a healthy body and a healthy person. I mean, it's a miracle that all of us can do what we're doing, just talking and moving our hands and knowing where we want to go and what we want to say.
Right.
The brain is a beautiful, beautiful gift. And so when it doesn't work, you realize how special it is when we're healthy and when we're whole. And I'm just like amazed when I see little babies that are doing what they're supposed to be doing. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a miracle. It's amazing. Right. Because you see, it's just something so tiny like that on the chromosome that's messed up, and how it affects everything.
Yeah.
So with Emma, with Angelina, she also has not just the genetic condition, but she also has, she's on the autism spectrum, and she has severe ADHD, bizarre OCD, weird stuff that goes on. Like, just her little quirks are so crazy.
I love it.
Yeah.
Go and eat with her. She's great.
Yeah, she knows. But she's also so happy and so full of joy most of the time. She's very funny. She's got a little great personality, but she keeps me on my toes, and she's been the one that I've had the most difficult time with, because as she's gotten older, and like right now she's 14, about to be 15, and she is very strong. She's stronger than I am now physically, and she has she has impulsive, it's called impulsive, I forgot the real term, but she has a lot of impulsivity. So she grabs my face, she scratches my head, she kicks, she does. Never a malicious thing. It's never to be mean. She can't help herself. She has to do this urge. Wow. And her little brain tells her until it's done, she's going to freak out. Her hair has to be exactly right. She has sensory processing disorder. So the littlest thing can drive her crazy. If her bun is not exactly the way, it's the saddest thing, because you have to differentiate where's a bad behavior, like she's a teenager, so she's hormonal as well. Right. Where's that end, and where does the disability start? Yeah. It's a very difficult road, because you don't know, is my kid being a brat? Or is this just because she really can't help herself? Oh. And more often than not, it is because she can't help herself. And there, of course, she has her moments when I'm like, oh, I know she's just being a little stinker. And I get that, But it's very difficult. And I know there's a lot of moms who probably deal with the same thing. You don't know, is this my kid having a bad behavior, or throwing a temper tantrum? Right. And people looking at you in public like, why aren't you controlling your child? And it's like, that's not what it is, especially when there's not a physical ailment or a physical difference or a disability. Right. People don't know, or so they assume, and it used to happen a lot more when Angelina was smaller, and she was just the cutest little thing in the world. But she had she has no social, what's the word? She no social inhibition. So she is going to talk to every person we come in contact with. And it can be very funny and very beautiful, because she somehow knows how to get into people's hearts and say the right thing. She can make people feel like $1 million. But there's also, and I would say I've learned in this journey, 97% of humanity is good. People are kind. People are good. They really are. And they may not understand, like, if Angelina says something different or and they don't know how to respond, but they're kind enough to at least respond in some way. There's 3% of the world that's not so nice. And those are the people where, and those are the ones, unfortunately, you always focus on. Like when you go to the store and the one person that's mean or rude or doesn't respond to your child when you can obviously, you just want to, and it's the one that hurts you the most. It's like, I don't know why that happens, but that's life in general.
Yeah.
So,
no, it's true.
So anyways, that's the kind of the gist of what I deal with. Their disabilities, kind of, what they both, and for me, and I know we've talked about this. It was about 2 years ago. I had an experience with another mom. Tell me if you want me to stop from talking too much.
No.
I had an experience.
No. It's a YouTube podcast show about your story.
There was another mom who would always reach out to me. She was the mom of one of my daughter's student, what do you call it? Friends in school.
Oh, yeah.
And she would always reach out to me and just make sure I was okay, asking me, do you know about this thing? Do you know about this? She was always worried about me. And one day it just like moved me. I just started bawling my eyes out thinking, this woman who I could tell does not have a lot. Yeah. But she was always making sure I was okay. And, here I am. I work very hard. I work full time. I'm a single mom taking care of these kids.
Yes. No, I'm going to interrupt right there because seriously, guys, I've never seen, I don't even know how you do it. And I praise you so much because you work so hard and I've seen it and I see it with the girls. I'm almost speechless, but no, seriously, she works so hard and she's such a good mom. I've seen it. You're such a good mom, and being a single mother on top of all that, guys, she's doing this by herself and I've seen it. And it's like, what? And you're still so joyful. No, you are positive. We got the positive eyes, joyful, beautiful. She takes care of herself. I mean, you're still very angelical. Oh. I would say that. Oh. You are. You are. When you go into a room, you light it up. I would never, ever know that this is what you go home to every day. Right. Ever. And any of the people and any of my friends that have even met you, they're besides themselves. They're like, what? So I'm going to, take a moment and really praise you right there because I've seen it and I'm very almost like speechless and just wow. And I really commend you seriously from the bottom of my heart. Like,
well, I appreciate that.
Little bit of tears in the eyes, but I had tears,
but they won't stop.
I know. And then I brought it back. I brought it back.
Reel it in.
But
no. Well, thank you. It is hard work. It is, and my natural instinct is to be a happy person. My grandfather nicknamed me Happy as a baby. So that is who I am. It is my natural self. And I also love people. So even before I got this, I've experienced the world of special needs or special or disability, whatever you want to say. I love people and I love to make people smile. I like to make them laugh. I like to be silly. I like to have fun. And I also love to do anything I can to help people. Yeah. So it was a natural thing for me when I was telling the story about the mom only because it made me think, okay, that's it. I need to do something to bring some relief. It started out very simple. Heartstrings Foundation was basically born because I thought I just want to bring some fun to another mom's get her nails, pay to get her nails done, pay to get her hair done, send her to get a massage. Just very surfacey things, but things that I am able to do. I do work for it, but I do that. I love to get my nails done. I love to get my hair done. I love to just, have fun. And I thought, I know there's mothers out there and fathers as well who are in the same position I am, and they might not have the means to go do those things. So I thought, well, let's create a foundation. I know, I have a past, I worked for a ministry for many years and I know how to raise money. And we did a lot of philanthropic work, and I've seen, St. Jude's and different Save a Child's Heart, and I know how to encourage people to give, because it's always better to give than to receive. That is just a law. That just is what it is. And there's this feeling that you get when you give that you don't get when you receive. And so I just wanted to, it was a little bit of a selfish thing too, because being able to give to another mom in my shoes, walking this journey of special needs, it's the most beautiful feeling in the world to do that and to gift to someone and to make, just a little thing. But it evolved over time. This has been a couple years in the making. It's evolved because I know what it's like for, now let's talk about physical disability, like Emma.
Right.
For me to get my handicap accessible vehicle, which is a very expensive thing to get, and the fight that you have to go through. And a lot of the moms out there, whoever's listening, who is in the world of disability or special needs, you have to fight for everything. It does not come easy. Yes, we have a lot of programs, and yes, there's a lot of things, especially in California. Thank God I'm in California. There's a lot of Tri-Counties Regional Center, there's respite care, there's IHSS, there's after hour daycare things. So there are programs in place, but they make you fight for it. And a lot of times they don't tell you that it's available, and you kind of have to find out word of mouth through your friends. And so I've kind of made that my mission as well. Wherever I go, I'm going to tell people, do you have this? Do you have this? Anyone in this world. But so it evolved, and I thought, well, I need to raise money to help families get the things that they need, whether it's modifying their home for a wheelchair, like a bathroom modification for, handicap, handicap accessible vehicle, pay for the modification for, these are very expensive things. And then it kind of turned into, and then what about, of course, the whole pampering, like pampering mom and pampering dad, house cleaning, different things, anything that I can do to make their life, bring some tailor-made relief to these families. And then my big ultimate dream is to build a facility where our kids can go and live out the rest of their lives. Because, a lot of things, one of my biggest fears is the fact that what's going to happen to my girls when I die. Nobody will love them or care for them the way that I do. And the thought that they might, they're going to be here and I'm not here. And I have people that love me and family, but it's like, that is a big fear. And I know that that's a big fear I've talked to parents now. I'm working at Calvary Community Church now as the associate director of special abilities, which is a lifeline. And there's Buddy Break. So anybody listening out there that has a child, look us up, look up Buddy Break, bring your kids. That's how I ended up at Calvary, because of their program, and they love these kids. And now I'm a part of it, and I love these kids. And I really know that bringing the perspective of a mom with special needs kids, they really wanted that. And I commend Calvary for valuing these families enough and what can we do to make their lives better? And I'm also running the parent support group now, which is another dream of mine. Before I had this job opportunity, and hearing the needs of the moms, because they're the same ones that I have. So the same fears that I feel in here, and the same pain and the same frustrations that I have, I'm hearing it from them as well. So this is a pretty, we're our own little community. And we all are there to support one another. That's the goal, right? What can I do, like what you're doing, trying to support women and bring awareness to different stories, to let people tell their stories. So, because there's people out there going through the same type of thing, and I just want to know I'm not alone. And I remember when my girls were first diagnosed, I would watch TV and just hope and pray that somebody says, well, I had a child born, I always wanted somebody famous. I wanted to hear, honestly, because it just would make me feel like, oh my God, you get it. Yeah. You know how I feel. I'm not alone. There's just something about knowing someone's going through what you're going through. And it really does give you a little bit of strength to know, okay, I can do this. If they can do it, I can do it.
Totally.
And that's really what Heartstrings Foundation is. I plan on raising lots of money, and I will work my butt off to do it, because it gives me strength.
Yes.
It gives me a reason to get up in the morning. Oh my gosh, this person needs help. What can we do? We're gonna figure out a way to help them. So I at first was limiting it to just moms and dads, but then my sister Amanda, in all of her wisdom, said to me, Hannah, don't limit it. You want to be able to, what if a need comes up, and what if the kid needs a wheelchair and nobody's going to pay for it? Let Heartstrings pay for it. I'm like, absolutely, let's do this,
Love that.
So that's kind of where we're at, and we're in the beginning stages, but I have big dreams and big visions, and I've done things in my life. I have a lot of experience. I know how to communicate, and I know how to tug on people's heartstrings, because it's for a really good cause. I don't ever, I never want to manipulate people into giving, but I will definitely show the need. Yeah. I plan on letting people see what it's really like, and even sharing more of my life and showing kind of the day-to-day, like a day in the life of Angelina is quite a day.
Yeah.
And Emma, and with Emma, like, I said earlier, she's my easy kid. She's physically challenging to take care of because I'm lifting her. She's 72 pounds of dead weight. She's 5 feet tall. She's a little woman now.
Oh my gosh.
And so physically taking care of her is difficult, but she's a easy child, and she can't run away from me. She doesn't talk back, which is kind of nice. You got to count your blessings, right? Where like Angelina is the little miss, never stops talking.
Right.
So anyways, that's kind of where I'm at, and but it's not always like this. Like I have my moments where I just want to go, okay, bye-bye, I can't do this. I don't think I can survive another moment. Yet another year or day. Right. Even there's times when I feel hopeless. I feel, and I don't know how people do this without having God in their life. Honestly,
yeah,
I know that He's with me. Yeah. I know that He provide strength. I don't believe God gave me children with special needs. I think there's a lot of sayings out there that people
will blame.
Blame, or even just, oh, well, God chose you to be their mom.
Oh yeah.
And I struggle with that because in those moments where I just want to die, because I've had suicidal thoughts in the past. Yeah. I'll be very real. Yeah. I've had where I've just like, well, I'm just going to take all three of us out. This is not gonna, I don't know how we're gonna live like this. So I don't think a loving God, which I do believe He is, would do this to someone. No. Because it's painful and hard and it sucks. No, I do believe He gives you the grace and the strength to walk the journey. Yes. So that's where I'm at. And for people out there that don't have any other hope, like I just feel for them. And you got to find your purpose. You got to figure out, even if it's just to help one other person, helping someone else, finding your purpose in life really gives you the energy to go through your day-to-day situation.
I know. No, and I think, well, just what you said. It's like God, yes, no, He didn't give all that to you. No, that's not at all. But the beauty of it is your story and your journey. And what you're doing with it to help.
What do you do with it?
What do you do with it? And I totally get that. I mean, and that's what obviously
that's what you're doing.
And that's what I was gonna say. Even my life, I get it. Like last year was a crazy year. But it's like, what do you do with it? You can, cry, be depressed, all that stuff. But it's almost like you basically have a choice. We all have a choice, but it's like an opportunity.
It is an opportunity. You're right.
It's an opportunity. So it's like I had an opportunity doing the show, doing what I'm wanting to do and seeing where that journey goes. And it's the same thing. Yeah, it's like seeing where your journey goes and not having a little, what is it? A little lid on it.
Well, would you have done this had that not happened to you? Like, I know you always wanted to, but it was kind of like the thing that pushed you, like, to
it did push me. And it actually, because all I wanted to do was just help women and entrepreneur women and just kind of encourage each other. But because of my story, it actually broadened it. So it became a bigger why, a purpose, and it broadened it so much of life and people's real stories. Everybody has a different story. It's not even a woman. It's not just women. It's families. It's men. It's everything. So when I did Life Gone Real, it's a huge umbrella because it's under like it's everything of life that just throws at you. Right. Everything. So we'll talk. Yeah, we talk all about that. But you're right. I know. You're right. I don't know if it would have been different, and I don't know if I really would have done it.
Right. Well, because I know I wouldn't have done
this. Pushed me. It pushed me to do what I'm supposed to. So it is crazy how life does that, and it's almost like, what is it? Can I say this word right? Because I'm not the best at saying words.
Which word? Which one?
I want to say
catapults.
Catapults.
It catapulted you.
Catapults. Yes. So that's what happened to me. That's exactly what happened with you. And I just. I'm really excited. I've seen you on this journey, and I'm really, really thankful that I've been able to watch you grow. You've been able to watch me grow. We've been good friends, guys, for 19 years, and it's crazy because we've seen each other both go through many journeys, many chapters and books in our life. And I really, really do cherish it. And I'm super, super, super excited for Heartstrings Foundation and what you're going to do to help all these families.
Yes.
And if anyone is listening out there, please reach out to her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Reach out to me and I will guide you. Also, can they look? I'll have all the links and everything all linked below on YouTube and on Instagram, also on Facebook. But yes, please reach out to her. If you know of a family that has special needs children and that really, really could use this and use her story, needs help, please. Yes. I'm serious.
Send anyone my way.
Please.
It's my joy.
Yes. Send it. Go to her. Come to me, and I will connect you guys. But yeah, and can they go to Heartstrings? What's your website?
It's heartstringshelp.com and .org. Yes.
Heartstrings Help.
And there you can donate through PayPal.
Okay.
And I plan on, it'll be Instagram as well as Heartstrings. Yeah. Facebook, everything.
All that.
So, yep.
Okay. I'm just super excited. And for all the families out there, if you are listening, just know you're not alone. You're not alone in this world going through all of this. We all have stories. We're all here for each other. That is why I'm doing the platform I am, because just to know that you're not alone and you have people to connect with and to reach out to.
Yes.
And we can do all this together. That's why we're supposed to be here. Let's connect. You're supposed to be doing this journey in life together with people, not alone.
That's right.
And we have people out there that will really, really help. Well, I think that is a wrap, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me on another great show of Life Gone Real. Also, leave some comments. Reach out to me. I'd like to hear any of you guys' stories. If you have any topics and good stories that you would like to even, have me talk about, I'm an open book. So let me know. But everyone, love you guys so much and have a wonderful day. And we're going to, cheers to that.
Thanks, Ron.
Oh, you're welcome. Love you. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
That's a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on Life Gone Real. Don't forget to subscribe to my podcast and YouTube channel. Definitely rate it. Leave comments. I'd love to get into your lives a little. Send me some topics you'd like to talk about, or if there's anything you're possibly going through in your life. I'm so glad you're here with me on this journey. Cheers to you and have a great day.